Welcome to episode 137 of Soccer Over Gotham. What did we just watch edition? We have a great show for all of you. Gary, what do we have in this episode?
Gotham is back, which means we're back. Just because Gotham didn't have a game doesn't mean there wasn't news to catch up on. So Gotham had a couple players representing their national teams during the break. We'll talk quickly about that. A couple came back as champions. We're going to celebrate that. Then we have signings. We have re-signings. But did Gotham address their needs? We're going to talk about that. So the first game back, Gotham is a bit messy right now. It was a pretty maddening game, a game that had an unexpected hero, a very frustrating injury, a lot to be desired, and this is not the identity of the Gotham we were promised, but we will talk about that. And then we will look forward to the Spirit coming to town, a game that Gotham is opening up the upper bowl for, and they're considering this the most important game of the year so far. Rodman is back. How scared should Gotham be? We'll talk about that. But first, Ruby, how are you?
Ooh, I'm good, but stressed.
Yeah.
Yes, so I'm preparing for my trip on Wednesday. I'm gonna be out on vacation, going back to Bolivia for a week, a little over a week. So I'm excited about that, but I'm a little stressed about that because the packing. I just started packing right now. I'm leaving on Wednesday, so I have a couple of days. But technically, I want to be packed by today, realistically, so I don't have to worry about it. And I'm a little stressed at work. I'm still like job hunting out there. But I'm trying to stay positive, and trying to stay sane with all the craziness that's happening right now in my life and all the craziness that's happening in the country. But yeah, it's been a little difficult like managing my time. Kind of feel a little disconnected from soccer a little bit right now with everything that I've been so busy. A couple of weeks ago I was in San Diego for a business trip. It was long hours and everything, but it was a successful trip over there. So I'm hoping to be more active soon, but I'm so glad to be back. And I cannot believe it's already August. It's freaking crazy that is August. I was a little bit of rant over. How are you, Gary?
Good. I'm in this kind of same space that you are in. I'm also packing as well. And so we're going to be away for a little bit, but we should still be on regular shows going forward. Now, the month off was nice. I thought I was going to be a little bit more like tuned in like you were, but I shut my brain off for that month. I really dedicated to getting outside, playing basketball, doing some running, getting back
Ooh.
into shape, and enjoying the month off. But Ruby, the NWSL always seems to turn another corner, and today another corner was turned. Denver signed Ali Watt as their first player ever. Then they loaned her back to Orlando, and inter-team loans are now a thing. So this is something new for the league. And in return, so Orlando sends their player out, gets her back. They also get $75,000 in allocation money, which they have to spend through 2027. And then they get another 37,500 in transfer funds. The Pride get their player back and still get about, $100,000 in transfer funds and fees. Not bad.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
an interesting thing that happened there. Like, what do you mean you like gave the player out, bring her back in, and you made money? That's crazy.
Yeah, it makes you like a little bit nervous if you're any team in the league because all these them and Boston are going to be looking for players, so they're
Yeah,
going to be calling every team saying who can we get. And
that's
then you
true.
never know who could be sent out. So it's kind of interesting, but it's a new spot for the NWSL. It's exciting, but nerve wracking. Everybody should find us on social media. We are Over Gotham Pod on Twitter. We are over at Soccer Over Gotham on Instagram, Threads, YouTube. You can find us at Soccer Over Gotham Podcast on TeePublic, and you can email us at info@soccerovergotham.com if you have any questions. You can email us. Now, Ruby, international catch up. Jess Carter is now a champion, so congrats to Jess on a stellar performance representing England and becoming a UEFA Women's Euro 2025 champion. Legendary. Your thoughts, Ruby?
So excited for her, and definitely the team deserved it. Everyone hates England a little bit, but they play really well. That final game against Spain was really good. I seriously thought for a second that Spain was going to be the one winning this, but yeah, I think a lot of penalties in this competition. A lot of penalties. Something we got to talk about.
No doubt. And I think Jess had an awesome, awesome tournament, despite the stuff that she went through, and which is just unacceptable.
Yes.
And we stand with Jess. There's no place for racism in our sport and on social media or our society. Jess is a warrior, and she fought through it, and she ended up a champion at the end. And I don't think she lost a step during that entire tournament. She stayed on point, and she was awesome, and she deserves that championship. So
yeah,
good for Jess.
And you can see her mental strength through this, because you have all the pressure about the tournament, about each game playing. You got to play right. You got to make sure you're ready for the next game. And on top of all of that, you get all this hate and racism. It's honestly so strong for going through that. And we all stand with her. And like you said, racism should not be any place. It doesn't have any place in the NWSL, women's soccer, any sport in general. And I'm so glad she got that championship, and I'm so happy for her.
It's not surprising, and I don't know. I was gonna make this comment about. I don't know if you've watched this thing. It's called The Final Attack on Wembley. It's on Netflix. It's a documentary about the Euro finals, England versus Italy right after the pandemic, and England ended up losing, but two of their younger black players missed penalties or whatever, and they received a lot of hate, a lot of racial hate directed at them, and it was disgusting and horrible. But I want to make the comment that it shouldn't be indicative of that culture either, but it's everywhere, unfortunately, and it's becoming more open, and we have to stand up against it as much as we possibly can and be vocal about it. So again, good on Jess, and we're sorry that she had to go through all that, but she's a tough person. She'll get through it. Also, sad that Esther did not win. She ended up winning the Golden Boot for that tournament, and she's still the Golden Boot leader for the NWSL. She's having quite the year.
Definitely her year. She had an incredible tournament with Spain, and all her goals were just so good. And that's what she brings to Gotham, and that's why, like you said, she was the Golden Boot winner for the Euros, and she's leading the Golden Boot for the NWSL. Can't wait to see her back. I was a little bummed I didn't see her in the last game, but it's understandable. She needs some rest.
No doubt. She was also named the June NWSL Player of the Month and named to the NWSL's Best 11, of course. Right? She's for me, leading MVP candidate.
Yes, but I was about to say that, MVP.
Yeah. And another champion is Gabby Portillo. Came back, CONMEBOL Copa America Femenina champion. Brazil was crowned champions. And Ruby, did you see this game? 5-4. It was,
oh my God,
wild.
It was wild indeed. I went to the outlets because I needed some clothes for my trip. And on the way back, we stopped by this restaurant. And I asked the waitress if she can change the channel. She didn't have the channel for it, so I had to look it up on my phone. I was watching on my phone at a restaurant. And it was crazy. I was like, all right, this is it. Colombia's going to win. Nope. Brazil. And of course, Marta. Wow.
What a goal.
She came through for that team. Yeah, what a goal to make them go into extra time. Wow. That was so crazy. I couldn't believe it. But then again, I was like, of course it had to be Marta. Who else? That team worked so hard, but I feel like Marta works harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
and
audacity. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes. It was so dirty.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, Colombia's winning. Wow, Colombia. Brazil. Like Brazil is such a top team. And
Mhm.
Colombia, I'm not saying that they're not good, but if you compare Brazil to Colombia, it's not the same. And we know what Brazil can do in World Cups and tournaments and all of this. So when I saw Colombia like really fighting and having that grit on the pitch, I was like, wow. Like if they win, they deserve it. And honestly, at the very end, I kind of really wanted Colombia to win.
Yeah, they had Colombia has some special players, and obviously special players come up big in big moments, and they
Hmm.
certainly did. And to keep that game going as long as they, because once Marta hits that shot from like 35 yards out, you're like, okay, this one is done and dusted. But they
Yeah.
came back and fought back and made Brazil work for it, work
Yeah.
hard for it. So congrats to them,
Lucy
congrats to Gabby.
Lucy Santos shot incredible too. And we're
Yeah,
facing them next game. Lucy Santos is with Washington Spirit, so
yeah. We'll talk about that.
yeah.
Other players that were away, Stella looked good. She brought home the bronze medal in the WAF con or WAFCon. Uh, she looked really, really good. Ghana is a bit frustrating because they play like a little bit like minnows, where if they're
Hmm.
anywhere in the attacking third, they're just shooting on goal. There's no build up. There's no like getting to the end line and balls across. It's just how can we get the ball on frame.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit frustrating, but Stella had a really good tournament. She scored a really excellent. She scored an excellent goal, and she looked really good. And that confidence is going to build, and she's going to be a special player.
Yeah, honestly, I can't wait to see her more at Gotham. Hopefully, we
Mhm.
we do get to see her playing more minutes for Gotham.
Yeah. Other players, I mean, Anne Berger doing her thing. The save that she made, which is one of the most ridiculous saves I've ever seen. I watched it like 30 different times from 30
I
different angles.
know. I know. Me
Just
too. I was like,
insanity.
how was that even possible? She just like flew and she was floating in the air and somehow she caught the ball and like smacked it out. I was like, that's just that's just Burger.
Yeah. Yeah, we're lucky. And she used
Yeah.
every single centimeter of her giant or large frame to
Yeah.
like get to that ball. Incredible.
Yeah.
No
And
one
it
else is making
definitely
that save but her.
exactly and definitely Germany got that far because of Burger.
Through the Euros, I thought Josephine Hasbo looked really good. She was playing a little bit deeper in the midfield in like a six role for Denmark, but I think she looked pretty promising and smooth on the ball. And I think she's a very smart player. And she seems like the player that does everything the coach asks her to do and nothing more, which
Hmm.
is a good thing to have. And I do look forward to seeing her play more often. But yeah, I think she had a pretty good tournament.
Yeah, last time she played for Gotham, she looked good to me. So yeah, I do see potential in her playing here in Juan Carlos Amaro's style.
Yeah. And stateside, Roosevelt, Emily Sonnet, and Lily Rill all made impacts for the U.S. women's national team. They played friendlies against Canada, Ireland. Rose netted her 25th career international goal. And honestly, Lily looks like she belongs there. She secured two caps, and she's in
Hmm.
the starting lineup right away. I think she's got a bright future, and I think that spot should be hers.
I know. Usually, when you go into the national team, usually you come in as a sub and rarely as a starter. And to see her like start right away was incredible. And we knew like her potential. And I knew Emma Hayes was going to notice her. So I do see her like being called up to the national team more often.
We'll talk about some signings, re-signings, Gotham FC news. Gotham has an interesting roster right now. They re-signed Taryn Torres. Well, they extended her contract to the 2027 season. We also had Turner Davidson had her contract extended to 2027, and we had Bernina extended to 2027. And now Gotham only has three players whose contract ends this season, which is Campbell, Harper, and Mitch Purse. And Ella Stevens has an option year. Your thoughts on extending those three players?
Honestly, great. These players are so good. It only sucks that Davison is, injured right now. We could definitely use her right now, but hoping for her to have a speedy recovery and But again, just take the time that she needs to heal up and come back to the team. We know that we need her. Bruninha, gosh, I didn't think she was gonna get extended because it's been a little inconsistent for her to play for Gotham. Like we didn't really see her as much, then we'd see her here and there, then we didn't see her again, and now we're seeing her more consistently. So I see why they signed her, because she's been working really hard to get minutes with the team, and the times that she played with the team, I think she's made an impact. So well deserved.
I think Taryn and Bernina showed why they got their extensions this past game. They both played really, really well, and Torres is getting more minutes and more minutes, and she is challenging Neely Martin for minutes in the midfield, which is a good sign. We want more and more competition. And I think she's elevated her game, and she looks really good, and really good with Tiara Davidson getting an extension. Keeps a solid player. It means her and Sana are going to be together for a while, hopefully. And with Tierna, she said that the team has, since her injury, the team has been with her the 100% of the way. And for the team to like not shy away from extending her contract, even though she's injured, is a good sign for both the player and the team that they both are happy here and want to stay here for a long time. That is a good thing. Happy that Gotham did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then, actually, wait, one more player whose contract ends, and essentially this year, but February of next year. Katie Stengel. Katie Stengel is back on Gotham's roster. We haven't seen her since the championship, but she jumps right in, played a decent game. We'll talk about that in a bit, but Katie Stengel's back, Ruby.
I know. I'm actually happy she's back. I think towards the end when she left, I don't know, she was not really fitting in. But seeing her back right now and the way she played, I was like, of course, she just like jumps in and she's so good. Hopefully, like she can keep that going for Gotham, because we'll talk about her in a little bit.
Yeah. With Katie, she enjoyed living over in England. She was happy there. She came back here as a short term. She came for half a season. And when she came here, the team was going through a rough patch, and she elevated the team. And there's no playoffs without Katie Stengel. There's no championship without Katie Stengel. So on that side, she's always been good here. And if she wanted to come back here to chase another championship, so be it. Let's go. I don't think Katie was brought here to be a starter. Obviously, there's tons of offensive attacking depth, so I don't think that is the case. I think she got minutes this game because we're still missing players, but you can't have a better bench option than someone who's been there, done that, than Katie Stengel. So that part, I'm happy that she's here. And Gotham also signed 2 national team replacement players, and that is Meg Bodie and Kayla Duran. Now, Meg Bodie, you may remember from playing with Washington earlier this season, and had a really good college career at Northwestern and UCLA as a midfielder that can play at this level and has played at this level. Scored a goal this year for Washington before she was let go. And Kayla Duran is a good defender, midfielder / defender. She had a good career at USC, Brown, Boston, and can play both in the midfield and at center back. So maybe that's the depth that Gotham's looking for. I don't know. She's going to get a little bit of a trial and see how it goes. But Ruby, do you think that is enough? I mean, Gotham really did not, outside of Kayla Duran, address their defensive depth.
Honestly, no. We've been looking for that, to strengthen the back line and that defense. And yeah, they brought some players in, and these players do deserve to stay and be here, but I was expecting a little more power in the defense. I get that Gotham, like, it's really good at picking like these rookies and college players to join the team, but I feel that whoever they need to bring has to have more experience. I want a veteran player in the back line, another veteran in the back line, someone with speed, someone that is a strong player with a high IQ for the game. And the signing of the 2 college players and these 2 players, I don't know, I feel like they have that lack of experience. So I don't know what to expect from them, but hopefully they saw something and they bring it like Lily Real has done, like Shupansky has done, like Nicewonger has done.
It is odd that you can sign national team replacement players when the players are all back, but pretty much, I don't know. It's just the weird mechanisms are still in effect. But yeah, I'm 100% agree with you, and I think the fans agree with you as well. To not address defensive depth is not good, especially when you look at the game we just had. We'll get into it, but there was multiple players moving around, switching positions, midfielders playing defensive back, defensive center back. It's not good, but hopefully Gotham still has at least 2 roster spots open, so maybe there is still room for moves, but we'll see what happens. Let's just get to this game, Ruby. Now, one thing that's really good about this game, or good about this team in general, is Gotham allowed their players coming back from international tournaments to reset and rest if they wanted to, and as long as they needed to, which was good. And I think it's good for the players. And even though this team wants to win games, getting their players rested, getting them back up to speed. Player like Esther, who's been playing nonstop all season and playing a lot of minutes, was good for her to at least take a game off, get rest, and get back to the team. So Esther was out, Stella was out, Ella Stevens is still out with a knee injury. Can't wait to see her back on the field. And then Tierna Davidson's still out with her knee injury. No questionable players. And then Gabby was still out at the time for Brazil, about to win a championship. Now, Ruby, the lineup coming into this one, the really interesting thing, obviously, is Harper starting at center forward. What a game for her. We'll get to that. But I think the thing we're going to be talking about a lot in this podcast is the back line. So Carter started on the right side, Martin at center back with Sonnet and Real on the left side. Real has her spot locked down. Sonnet has her spot locked down. But on that right side of the defense, Carter, Martin with Freeman on the bench was a bit interesting. But your thoughts?
Yeah, it was surprising for me to see Harper up there. But again, like you said, we're missing some key players for this game. So I was like, okay, it's understandable that we have Harper starting in this lineup. I think it was really good to bring Midge Perth and Rose LaBelle for this game. Really good. Strong back with Sonnet. Again, Martin not playing where she usually plays, but she's a great player. So I didn't know what to expect from this game. But I was thinking to myself, it's Chicago Stars. Should be okay.
Yeah. Feels like you're addressing 2 issues here. Like, obviously, I feel like the back line is obviously thin with the depth. I think if Freeman was healthy, she probably should have started.
Yeah.
But we don't know that for certain. And I think that Torres playing as well as she is, LaBelle having to be onto the field, Howell being a rock in the midfield, where do you fit in those 4 players? This is kind of maybe a way to get all those players on the field at the same time without hopefully sacrificing too much. So I think the thing we should talk about off the bat is tactics. It seems like teams think that if they can overload the midfield on Gotham, that is going to be their best shot at shutting down Gotham from pressing out. And Chicago came into this game in a different formation than they usually do. It's a 4-4-2 diamond. So essentially, Gotham runs a 4-3-3. So you're going to have 3 players essentially in the midfield. So automatically, because soccer is a numbers game, you're adding 4 midfielders in the space where there's 3. It's going to be very hard for players like Torres to pass out of that. And so what Chicago tried to do is overload the central midfield and try to keep Lily Real and Jess Carter from getting up the field, trying to force them to pass into the middle of the field. So they wanted to funnel everything into a big congested space in the middle of the field, and that did work for them for most of this game. The main story of this game, though, Ruby, is Kaya Harper. What a game. She found her footing, looked like a completely different player than we've seen her. She's played before, and she didn't look like she was quite in tune with her teammates, but man, did she put on a clinic in this game. And Shupansky added another assist, her first assist to a player not named Astaire. And you saw why Sarah led the NCAA in assists, right? This was another all rookie goal, real fine Szczepanski, good move down to the end. And sometimes, like, just putting a ball in the dangerous area is all you have to do. And Sarah understands that. Did
Yeah.
she see Kaya there? Probably not. But she floated the ball to the back post and put it where the defense is behind them, so they have to face their own goal. And Kaya just wanted it more than everybody else. And what a goal from her. A diving header.
Yeah, she could not believe it when she got up from that goal. She was, did I really make it? She was looking to see if it was offsides because she couldn't believe it. And she was like right smack in the middle of two defense players, and out of nowhere, you just see her like coming out in between them and head that ball. It was so beautiful. And yeah, I love Shapansky for that. And also Lily Real. She also does those dangerous passes. But yeah, Shapansky, wow. These two are like fighting for like rookie of the year for me.
Absolutely. And Sarah now leads the league in big chances created, which is a fantastic thing for a rookie to be able to do. She's come out on fire, and I hope she has an amazing second half of the season. I think her and Lily, as you said, are definitely going neck and neck for
Yeah.
rookie of the season. But yeah, Stepanski also recorded an assist in three straight games, which is amazing. This is a new club record, and she is now one off as far as assists go for the overall club record, which was set in 2013 by Katie Friels. So it's been a while since we had a player of
Yeah.
Sarah's standard.
Wow, since 2013. Hey, more than 10 years. So it'll be great. And I'm pretty sure she will. She'll break that record.
Then the game kind of gets a little out of hand after the goal that wasn't. It looked like Rose was maybe a hair offside when
Yeah.
they called that off. I don't know. It was close enough.
Ah, it
What
was
did you think,
so
Ruby?
close. It was so close. It was like, I don't know, like 5 inches, I would say. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I was like deep down, I knew when I saw like the replay and all like the VAR check, I was like, all right. Deep down, I was like, yeah, it is. It is offsides if you're looking at a still picture. But yeah, I was kind of wishing like they were like kind of like, oh yeah, it is a goal. But yeah, oh well, it was a great goal though. Like it was such a great goal from LaBelle.
It would have given Harper a goal and an assist. She was killing it this game.
Yes.
And yeah, the shot from Rose was in a perfect position. The goalkeeper had no chance on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame that did not go in. Then let's just talk about it, Ruby. I mean, Gotham is a mess. They're a mess. There's just simply too many moving parts.
Yeah.
Midfielders as center backs, not enough backline depth. Sonnet Martin, Sonnet Carter, Sonnet Freeman, Cook as a right back. I don't know, as a right midfielder. Then Bernini as a right back. It's just Jace as a center forward. Players looked good individually, but this was not a good team performance.
Mm-hmm.
Just all over the place. Your thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah. The reality is that this was not the best game for Gotham. It was very inconsistent. They had the lead in going into the halftime break, and in the second half, they should have come out and just like kept like the gas on the pedal. They should have kept going, and I feel like they retrieved and they were playing in their own half for like more than 20 minutes in the second half, and they were just defending, and it was so stressful that they couldn't get out of there. They should have like tried for another goal. Yeah, one was called offsides, but they should have kept going until they had two goals and secured that win. It should have been that way. Chicago Stars dominated that second half, and that goal from Chicago Stars, honestly, it was well deserved because Gotham was not, it was not their usual Gotham out there. They were not playing as a unit. It felt so a little bit unorganized. And like you said, yes, they had really, really good individual performances, but at the end of the day, it's a team sport and you have to like work as a unit and work as a team.
Putting Martin in the back line, you lose a little bit of your passing out ability. Then
Mm-hmm.
move another player around, move another player around. Players are just not used to playing with each other in these positions, and it created a whole mess. The left side of the defense was perfectly fine. Lily had an excellent game. Sonnet had a very good game. Just the right side was just a complete mess all game, and Chicago should not be able to press you like they did, and it was
Yeah.
it was very frustrating. And you mentioned it, playing. Gotham played way too much in their half, and it was frustrating because like the last time we played Chicago, they had something like 16 passes out of their half in like the first half. And
Mm-hmm.
then the second half ended up being like 60 passes out of their half. And in this one, Gotham only had 70 passes in Chicago's half, which is wild. That should never happen to a Gotham team ever. Unless they're up like 5-0 in the first 5 minutes and they're just going to sit back and absorb. That's the only time this should happen. They shouldn't
Yeah.
be having 166 passes in their own half and only 70 in Chicago's half. And on the other side, Chicago had nearly 122 in Gotham's half. Just not enough. The field tilt battle was completely one-sided for Chicago, and this is not a good team. And I think the number that jumps out to me, I think Gotham
Yeah.
had 38 clearances. Wild. That is something I don't think I've ever seen from Gotham.
Yeah. Honestly, they got lucky. They got away in this game with 1 point. They actually like they were so lucky to like come out with 1 point out of this game because Ludmila was like she was so close to scoring so many times. She is so fast, and this is what I mean that they need a defensive player that has speed and is strong because players like Lumila are not easily taken down. I think at some point, like I forgot what minute it was, or if it was in the first or second half. She almost went down, but she didn't because she's so strong. She just like kind of tumbled a little bit and kept going with the ball. I was like, if if we had players that were stronger, I think it was Mandy. It was on Mandy that happened this.
Mm-hmm.
If it was real, I probably would have been a different story because she is a really strong player and we see it day in and day out. She's really fast. I think we need another player like her. But yeah,
Yeah.
Gotham. Ah, why Gotham? Come on, let's get it together.
Yeah. Even in the last game against Bay FC, Gotham had a similar situation. This is not the team that Gotham purports to. This is not their identity that they say
Mm-mm.
that they are, right? A team that sits back and absorbs all game is not something that Gotham is supposed to be doing. So it's frustrating on many different levels. And again, just against the bottom of the table, Chicago was very, very frustrating. And I think part of this is with the midfield being so congested. Midge was pinched inside. Rose was pinched inside. So it was just a mess. And I think Rose, for the most of the first half, had about 6 touches. And it's just not enough. Which you saw when she gets on the ball, she puts the ball in the back of the net. So this is
Yeah.
like, you have to find ways to get her free and move pieces around, change tactics, do something to get Rose on the ball more. Just not enough. And in the second half, when the subs came in, Gotham looked a little bit better. Bernini was sitting wider as when Midge was pinched in. On the other side, Stengel was playing wider when Jace was pinched in, Rose was pinched in. So it opened up the field a little bit more and didn't play into Chicago's game plan all game.
Yeah.
One thing that was really good about this team getting out of pressure was Lily Real. She's a special player. She can not only pass out of danger, but she's so good at taking the space in front of her, and she'll let you press her because she's got enough initial speed to get past the first defender and create a little bit of space. So it was a lot better on the left side than it was on the right side, who just could not get out of pressure. A comment from Ed Troya, who said they had 6 weeks to bolster the back line. I would much rather Neely be in the midfield, even without the yellow. I think I would try to stick it out with your best defensive configuration, and I hope Midge is okay. I agree with all of that, and that's something we definitely been discussing on this podcast. I'd rather Neely in the midfield. Would have rather rolled out with Carter and Freeman. And then if one of them needs a rest, bring in Berninia. Then you can push Martin back to the center back, but not a fan of starting Martin as a center back And yes, we all agree. We hope Midge is okay. She left early with a hamstring injury. Happens when you haven't played for a while and you're really going into a full sprint, full stretch. That injury happens. And the most frustrating thing about hamstring injuries is that you never know exactly when they're healed until they are. So it could be a week, could be 2 weeks, could be a month. Who knows?
Oof. But I'm glad she got out of the game early and not played like that. Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you think like, oh, I'll just play with the pain and it doesn't matter. So I'm glad she actually got out of the game and not kept playing like that.
Yeah, and Muad'Dib on Blue Sky. These are all comments from Blue Sky. Find us there, friends. Midfielders playing forward, midfielders playing in the back line, forwards playing as midfielders, midfielders as wingers, limited tactical options because players are out of position already. It kind of goes back to having a patchwork back four, week in and week out. That is all I'm saying. And he says Stengel isn't worth that spot in 2025. I disagree with that last line, but everything else we've been talking about, I agree
I don't know.
1000%. I don't think there's any issue with having Katie Stengel as a bench option. None.
I know. After that performance, probably this person wrote that before the game or before she got in the game. I don't know, but yeah, I think actually in my player notes we're gonna go into that right now. In my player notes,
Mm-hmm.
I have Stengel for me. She was a real game changer in this game. She was not able to finish those chances that she had and that she created, but they were very good.
Yeah. Agree with all that. Too many moving parts. I think the good news is obviously Esther is going to be back hopefully for this game, and then Gabby will be back hopefully for this game. There doesn't right now seem to be any relief in sight for the back line. I guess Sana's going to have to play every minute of every game and pray that no one else picks up an injury.
Yes,
Yeah.
feels like a thing at
So,
Gotham. Like the good players get injured. Like what's going on?
mhm. Agree. Any other player notes or takeaways?
So my takeaway here is I did not see the cohesiveness in this team. Like they were
Mm-hmm.
not playing together. It was a mess. And we already said it a bunch of times. And like you
Yeah.
said again, they had individual performances and they were really good, but at the end they have to play as a team. They look pretty rusty playing together, and I do agree with the other comments saying they had a break to practice and get like iron out all the little kinks that had happened in the first half of this season. We're into the second half of this season, and if they don't like get it together, they're gonna be left out of the playoffs. Right now they're in the eighth spot, which is pretty much at the line. Like you're the last team making it. And if they keep playing like this, we're not gonna see them in the playoffs.
I don't want to think that negatively about this team, but
Had to be
it's just,
said.
you're right. There's a chance. Any stats of the game?
Yes. So in this game, I mean, pretty much the Stars dominated every stat of this game, almost every stat of this game. But
Mhm.
my stat of this game is 6 total shots per Gotham and only 2 on target. What about you?
Yeah. Going back to those 38 clearances, I don't know if I've ever seen that from this team. I don't even think I've seen close to that from this team. Just wild.
Wild.
Yeah, unacceptable and just wild. Hero of the match, very interesting. Supansky, 41%. Harper at 45%. We'll call it a draw. Your
Yeah.
thoughts on hero of the match?
Ooh, yeah, I'm torn between those two as well. So, but I'm gonna give it to Harper because it was her first professional goal, and it was awesome just to see how excited she was.
Yeah, yeah, we knew that Supansky has that in her bag, but Harper, I was unfamiliar with your game. Wow. She was excellent. I
Yeah.
mean, she looked very much like Astaire in the best ways. Like she was jumping back into the midfield, knocking balls down, including her teammates. She was slick on getting out of pressure and playing balls off of defenders to get throw-ins. She was just a smart player, and we saw before in the games she's played before that she's a hustler. Like she hustles, and that's how she scored all these goals in college because she just wants it more than everybody else, and she can just keep running the channels, keep running and running. But this was a little bit of evolution of her game, and I makes you want to see her more. But just with Chase, Gabby, Stare, we're probably not going to see much of her going forward. But If she does, I'll be very happy to see it. I want to see more of her.
Yeah,
And then
definitely.
comment. Yep, from D Danger Dill. Shapansky, hero of the match, will be a different team when Queen Esther comes back. Torres and Bernini also had good games. Yes, we didn't mention those two, but Torres and Bernini were solid. Bernini has been showing off when she's been getting in the games lately. Standings. Gotham hangs on by a thread to the 8th place, just above the playoff line. They are tied with Racing Louisville at 19 points, 1 point ahead of North Carolina Courage. So if it's a possibility that they could be tied for 10th place if they lose, and they can move up to, let's see. Yeah, they can move up to 5th or 6th place if they win. So it's a tight table, but good things possible for this team. Just your thoughts on this table and Gotham's road to moving up the
Oof.
table.
I know. It's like I was just saying right now, like they need to start getting it together. They need to start playing better, get as many points as they can to make it to the playoffs. The only thing is that makes me worried is that they're going to play Washington Spirit next, and that is a very strong team. Now they have Bethune back and they have Rodman back into the roster. So that that worries me a little bit with Gotham. I'm excited that Esther is going to be back, but but I'm wondering, is that going to be enough for this game?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's going to be a scary proposition going into Sports Illustrated Stadium this weekend. It's going to be a huge game at 12 p.m. on ESPN, and both teams have scored 7 goals in their last 5 matches. Esther is still the Golden Boot leader. Shapansky is creating the most chances in the league, so we have that going for us. We have some players returning. I don't know I'm a little scared.
Yeah.
Gotham is opening up the upper bowl for this one, and you can get $13 tickets for the upper bowl, which is pretty darn cheap. And I'll tell you
It
what,
is really good.
any seat in that stadium, even if you're the top seat in the top row,
Yep.
is still a good seat. So if you get a chance
Yep.
to go for $13, you take a chance.
Yes, it definitely any seat in that stadium is really good. I did sit in the upper bowl last time they opened it,
Mhm.
and I honestly I was like going in there, I was like, oh, they're probably like crappy seats. And I got there and I was like, wow, these are better than I expected. It's really great seats.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, $13 to see Gotham's players and
Yeah, can't beat
Rodman.
that.
Yeah, go do it. Let's Noxious Whim 14 on Blue Sky said, hopefully Gotham can bring the same intensity against the Spirit that they did last match against them. That's where Gotham scored early and often, and Esther scored 2 goals to get them on the run. Gotham needs to start racking up wins as soon as possible if they want to stay in the playoff picture, and we agree. Gotham needs to start winning. The good news is Gotham has a run of home games coming up, so they can pick up points at home. Most of their road games are out of the way, so that's a good way to start the second half of the season. Any manifestations?
We need a win. I'm putting all my energy in that win, and they need those 3 points.
Yeah, I just want Esther to get back on track, get her back in the goal column, extend her Golden Boot lead. When she scores, we win.
Exactly.
Any random thoughts before we head out?
I don't have any random thoughts today. Do you?
Yeah. So when you have a kid, and I don't have a kid. I have. I'm part of the
I
Big
was
Brother
like, whoa,
program.
Gary, where did you get a kid?
Yeah, I'm
In
part
a
of the Big Brother program.
month.
So my kid is like my little is 14, and when they're
Yeah.
14, they ask you questions about the world that make you feel really stupid. Uh, and so like I was showing him all the plants that we planted in the front. He planted a couple of them, and I was showing how well they're
Yeah.
doing and things like that. And I was like, talking about weeds and plants, and he's like, "What's the difference between a weed and a plant?" And I was like, I, you know, I,
Uh-oh.
I don't, I don't know. I was like, so it's like, I'll give you a definition and then I'll go and look it up and I'll tell you the real definition. Like
Yeah.
my definition is that like plants, like if you plant them and they like, you don't water them right, or you like water them too much or too little, or something is a little bit off, they're all like, help me, I'm dying. But like weeds are just like, I don't need dirt. I don't need rain. I'm just gonna grow right out of the crack of the
Yeah.
at the parking lot. Like in the front
Yes.
of my house, I had some weeds growing, so I took all the dirt up. I put down weed sheeting. I put down, well, put cardboard down, then weed sheeting. Then I put rocks on top of it. I'm like, all right, no more weeds. I'm good to go. A couple weeks later, here comes all these weeds. They were growing out of the dust from the rocks. I'm like, I'm like picking them up. They're like not attached to anything. I'm like, how do you live like this?
I
But
feel now that you gave this definition and explanation, I feel like I need to grow a weed because all the plants that I try, I kill them all. I'm just a serial plant killer.
yeah, just grow a whole garden of weeds and you're good to go.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'll be so proud of myself. Like I didn't do anything. Look at them thriving.
And I found out there's like no real definition. It's like it's just basically like plants grow where you put them, and
Yeah,
and weeds grow where they're not supposed to be. That's pretty much the difference. So
there you go. That was a good random
yes,
thought.
indeed. So all right, everybody, we will see you next weekend. Trying to get the show out on recorded on Sunday next week, 'cause I'll be away. Ruby's going to be away, so we'll see who's going to be the co-host for next week, and we'll go from there. But then we are both off. So see you all at Sports Illustrated Stadium this weekend. Let's go.
Let's go.